Okay, we're going to take a look at mink now. Male mink bigger than female mink. Everybody knows that. Again, just go by your standards, your board sizes and everything. This one's actually on a board that's a hair narrow in my opinion. Almost looks like it's put on a female board. But here's a couple nice mink. Saddle's left on. Okay, you scrape down here until you get the fat and then you stop. There's lines of fat here right at the shoulders. Okay, don't scrape the rest of the saddle. Leave it on there. That gives the leather some stiffness. It makes it so that when all the handling, the baling and everything else, you don't break the leather. That's why you want to leave that on there. It just protects the skin until it gets to the dressers. Okay, nice clear leather. You know, these are good prime mink. We got a nice little inspection window. You know, we can see, you know, it's got a nice nap. It's shiny, it's good, and it's straight haired. Same with this female. She's real silky. You know, that's an easy one. Good fur is easy to grade. Off-grade fur, damaged fur, subpar is what's tough to grade. So this is what you're looking for on a mink. You know, nice shape, it's clean, you know, clean leather. You got enough of a window where you can see, again, the fur is clean and it's dry, it's puffed up. First impressions. Okay. Now we've got another male. It could have had a little bit more taken off here, but it's fine. You know, it'll be good. They left a nice window, easy to see. You know, you got the fur puffed up. It's dark. It's straight haired, but you got a bad spot right here. That's going to throw this out as a slight. I mean, that's like a pressure mark. It's a hemorrhage, but it's going to get it kicked out as a slight along with the little repair up there. But still, this is a good mink. It's a nice, you know, extra large male, but the cosmetics on there will make a difference in the dress on it. Okay, we're going to go downhill a little bit. Okay, here's one that a little too much fat was left on. This is fat that was on top of the saddle. That is not going to make the grader happy. It's not going to make the buyer happy. This one could have gone a little bit more. It could have been fleshed a little bit harder. See the darker leather? It doesn't have, see the difference in it? See how much darker this is? This is a little bit earlier mink. It's still not bad. It's very hard to tell here because there's no inspection window, but this fur here is a little bit thinner than these. So it'd probably still go in the 1s and 2s, you know, if there's not a bunch of them, but it could be a little bit better if it was scraped just a little bit better. Here's the over scrape. The saddle was taken off all down through here. When you do this on mink, you're going to end up having spots where you're going to cut hair roots and you're going to lose guard hairs during the dressing process. This is a much weaker skin. If you see that, see how thin it is and how short it is and how the guard hairs are starting to go every which way instead of being a nice groomed look. You know, it's an earlier skin, it's just weaker furred. So that's going to get downgraded. Here's one that would be a real nice mink if a little more of this was taken off and if it was stretched properly. Something that's not stretched right, this is automatically going to be thrown out. It is not going to go in the same lot with the mink like this just because of poor handling. You know, you just cost yourself money. You didn't take enough of the saddle off. You left too much fat down here. And you see it's all wrinkled up. It wasn't stretched good. It's all kind of bunched up. You know, a lot of fat up in here. The fat left on anything, especially anything in the mustelid family, this fat out oxidizes real quick. By that, it's what everybody calls grease burn. Okay, when it turns yellow, the fat turns solid. It turns into basically a glue down in the fibers. Very difficult to get those to soak up. So you really, on the mink, the otter, you know, that kind of stuff, you really got to make sure that you get them cleaned up properly because they do oxidize in a hurry. that might be bad enough to even throw it out as a number 3, to be honest with you. A little bit of an inspection window right up in here would have helped tremendously. This is a definite number 3 or low grade. And it's good fur. When you look here, it's nice, it's straight haired, it's good color, it's dense, but it was ruined by overstretching, or over scraping, I mean. I found a live bug on there that distracted me. So, yeah, the over scraping ruined this mink. You know, it's going to get thrown out as a damage. So, made a hole there scraping it, but it's definitely a damaged mink. Late mink, when everybody says, well, trap a mink in February. Yeah, in February they run hard and are easy to catch, but you lose that nice shine that you had on them. You know, you're not going to see the nice straight hair like you've got on these. Okay, the guard hairs are going to be kind of broken down, going every which way, and they're getting faded. A February mink is not a good mink for the fur market. Okay, the one we don't have one stretched and dried, but we'll show you one that is dressed, cotton mink. And this one's a weak. It's a weak mink to begin with, but the cotton refers to the light colored under fur. I mean, you can see it just sticks out like a sore thumb on this one. This one is a bad cotton. It's got cotton, that under fur is real light, almost white, all the way through. And on a dried skin, you can actually see it. When you look at the skin, you'll see light patches. When you see light patches through that skin, you know it's going to be a cotton mink.